message when folks like us look at it, but it's a message that the young seem to love.
Well, here's the deal, okay? When you offer free stuff, I mean, it's a good sales point, you know? Whether it's doable or what you want to do, but if you offer free stuff, there's going to be somebody stand in line to with their hand out for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is not the way the country should go. We should be earning our way through our lives, and that we help become productive members of society, and actually, through our taxes, you know, we pay for what's needed, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Giving stuff away or fear-mongering, like Joe Biden came out with the fear.
Right.
You can't say the nonsense of never Trumpism, of blaming Donald Trump for the racial divide in this country. It's unbelievable. It really is, because it's Barack Obama who started the division in this country. The anti-cops, the riots, the Antifas, it all started under Barack. Don't blame Donald Trump for that. He may have pointed it out, but it was already there under Barack Obama.
Well, it happened under his watch.
Well, so part of this thing that bothers me is about Biden, I guess, is the way he's getting a pass. I mean, old Sniffer Joe, the creepy, we've all seen the videos, we've all seen the pictures, the kids don't like him, you know, he's always, all right, I'll be the devil's advocate. He's just a touchy-feely, friendly guy, right? And maybe he is. But how does he get a pass when Kavanaugh didn't even get a pass? He got slammed for made-up things. And yet the media won't touch Biden, it seems. I see very little of the media going after Joe Biden.
Well, I think the answer is the media has changed. Not that Joe Biden's changed or anybody else has changed. It's the way the media is now a propaganda arm of the liberal left agenda.
Yeah. And it's the hypocrisy of the left. Derek, do you have track one ready of Lucy Flores? So Lucy Flores, I think, was a Nevada candidate for state something or other. And she's like really the only person that has come out to speak really publicly about Joe Biden and how she felt a little creepy and abused about him coming up behind her, that classic Biden move that we see so many memes of now, right?
Right.
Sniffing her hair and kissing her on top of the head, which, you know, maybe for Joe he was just being supportive in some creepy kind of way. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he wasn't trying to molest her, but it's creepy and inappropriate in today's society anyways. You got that ready? All right, let's listen to this.
Now, you've said you don't think Biden should run. Do you believe that this specific incident should disqualify him?
My personal opinion, obviously based on my personal interaction and a number of other things that I do not agree with in his history, positions he has taken, anti-abortion positions he has taken, the way in which he handled the Anita Hill hearing, but more importantly, the way that he talked about it recently, saying that he wishes he could have done more when you actually could have done more. You were the chair.
Sorry to interrupt, but it sounds like from what you're saying that you are taking issue with a whole slew of Biden's positions surrounding women and women's issues. Is that correct?
For me, because you're asking if it disqualifies him for me. Mm-hmm. I believe, and the main reason why I talked about this is because this part of his history was not being acknowledged. And I think a big reason for that is because this type of behavior, unacceptable behavior, is treated as if it's no big deal. And it should be treated like it's a big deal. Right. And the media has not been talking about that. And I felt that it really needed to be discussed. So in the context of his entire history, yes, he's not someone I would support in the primary.
Right.
And now that's going to be a decision that everybody else is going to have to make in terms of whether or not, given the totality of everything that he has done, if they believe that it's someone they want to support in the Democratic primary if he gets in.
Let me ask you something. If he were to be the Democratic nominee and he's up against Donald Trump, whose own history with women is, as we know, pretty clouded, who would you support in that kind of a matchup?
That's not even a question. Of course I would support Biden.
Okay. So I'm not voting for him. I wouldn't vote him. He's unqualified. He's inappropriate. There's no way he should be there. Well, of course I'm going to vote for him. What?
That's Democratic mind think.
I mean, easy to see the MSM. It's exactly what you expect. Oh, Donald Trump's clouded history with women, blah, 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 blah. I don't see Donald Trump creepily sniffing people's hair and hugging kids and women the way he does. It's completely different. And yet she's such a never-Trumper, and that's how they'll vote for this inappropriate guy that she just bashed for 5 minutes. But, of course, I'll vote for him. What?
Well, let's hope most people will be able to look through that and vote appropriately.
It's just crazy. The past the media is giving on Joe. But you know what? I think you'll see more of it come out. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, the media will try its best not to cover it, but I think there are women waiting in the wings, and they're going to be supported by other people in the Democratic Party, maybe the Wasserman Schultzes or somebody else, the Donna Brazils, who will say, you know what, we don't want old Joe in the mix. And maybe, for their point, maybe they know Joe's not winnable, even though the media likes to say, oh, he's on top of the polls.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't see it, because I don't know how Joe will do in a debate either against Trump.
Well, the thing about the Democrats, I think they've turned their backs on the original members of the Democratic Party, you know, like working folks, you know, just average Joes and Josephines that, you know, that were patriotic and tried to do the right thing and raise a family and traditional values. That's gone.
Yeah.
They've written those people off. So all they have now is fringe groups and the LGBT.
Which is why they also want the illegals.
Right.
Which is why they now want felons.
Right. They're running out of voters.
They're running out. And you got to ask yourself, America, why is it the Democrats are running out of voters? Because they never stand up for you. They don't. They screwed over the union guys. They took that money from the unions all these years. The union leadership is still giving them money. But the union guys, I think in the last election, 2016, saw that Donald Trump was pro-America first. Stop with the NAFTA. Stop losing our jobs overseas. And they went for Trump. And I think they'll go with him again, because they've probably learned their lesson, especially when the economy is as good as it is right now.
Well, I'm on Facebook a lot, and I converse with my old UAW member brothers and sisters, and I could tell Trump has a lot of support. Yeah, you'll get a few that will take pot shots, but the majority of them, I think, are getting the idea that Trump and his America First policies are benefiting them and the country.
It's working. Now, did you work in the audio industry?
Oh, yes. 20 years at GM Willow Run plant.
Oh, okay.
And then 23 years at Chrysler.
Wow. So you had a lot of years in. And so you have a pretty good take on what the union blue-collar guys, right, are thinking and feeling, and you believe that they're really still pro-Trump after 2016.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The ones that voted for him in 2016 will vote for him again in 2020, and I think he'll add to that total.
Oh, that makes me feel so good, Alex.
Yeah, well,
that's brightened my day a little bit.
Well, that's my opinion.
Well, 2020 is going to be here quicker than we think. I mean, it seems like it's a long way, and I'm sure 12 months from now we'll all be going, when will this be over with? But at least this time it's not the Republicans doing this crazy thing. It's going to be the Democrats. So I think it's going to be, for me, entertaining to see this, you know?
It's going to be one big street fight in the Democrat Party, and we're just going to sit back and laugh.
Yeah. So, felons voting, you heard Bernie. A lot of the Democrats started to back off it real quick, but Bernie wanted to see felons voting.
I think in a number of different states and municipalities, Democrats want to give the votes to illegals.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad is that?
16-year-olds, illegals,
right?
Felons, but it's crazy. All right, well, there's the bottom of the hour. And when we come back, we're going to touch on the economy a little bit and maybe even talk about Bernie and Biden. And then we'll carry on, and you can call into the show. You're catching the drift.
Headed somewhere. How do they keep up on the latest news and information? They listen to Wham just like you. If you have a product or business to advertise, your message can reach these listeners wherever they are. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Tyrone X, Steve Gruber, and Joe Pags. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise with Wham Radio, 1600 AM, 92.7 FM. You'd be insane to be anyplace else.
Fox News, I'm Carol McHugh. The White House continues to push back against congressional Democrats who've issued subpoenas demanding key administration officials appear before House committees over the Mueller report.
Committee staff do a tremendous job with vetting the questions that should be asked and really instructing us as to the areas that cannot be touched because they are ongoing investigations.
Democrat Representative Stacey Plaskett of the U.S. Virgin Islands sits on the House Oversight Committee. The Pentagon, in an attempt to bolster the Department of Homeland Security along the southern border, is sending more help.
Some people try to tell you that they're down there standing there with guns and being an intimidating force. They're not. What they're doing is helping in logistical areas to relieve a lot of Border Patrol to be able to stay on the front line.
Illinois GOP Representative Adam Kinzinger on Fox. At present, there are about 2,900 active duty troops deployed along the southern border, in addition to 2,000 members of the National Guard. This is Fox News.
The Mule Skinner Boot Shop in beautiful downtown Chelsea is having our Tony Lama Trunk Show on April the 27th. Check out our 3,000 pair boot inventory, talk boots with a factory man, and see the new Tony Lama Signature Series. The Signature Series is Tony Lama's best boot, handmade in El Paso, Texas from the finest leathers and exotics. And the Mule Skinner is Michigan's exclusive dealer for the Signature Series. Also, check out the Western Hats by Resistol and Stetson, the handmade belts, wallets, and model-specific holsters. And remember, the Mule Skinner has all your concealment requirements, including vests and cases. Custom holsters are also available to order, handmade by the Mule himself. So come on out to the Mule Skinner Boot Shop, meet the factory reps, see the Tony Lama Signature Series, handmade belts and holsters, Western hats, and a great selection of women's boots, too. That's April the 27th at Bill Kahn's Mule Skinner Boot Shop, 112 North Main in beautiful downtown Chelsea, right next door to Wines on Main. Western hospitality to you, Mule Skinner style.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing care facilities you've ever seen. All WellBridge locations offer a resort-like atmosphere, and their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. Here's former patient Chris Tangeman from Howell.
I had back surgery. I had to go there for like 3 or 4 weeks, and let me tell you, they were just superb. I'm in this industry. I'm an LPN, and I mean, they're just excellent. The aides, the nurses, everybody. I thought especially that their therapy department was just phenomenal, and I would absolutely recommend WellBridge.
For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge. In Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team, WellBridge invites everyone to learn more about them at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift in studio with Alex Wassell, filling in for Ed Bondarenka today.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun. It's always fun coming in here. You get to vent a little bit and do all kinds of fun things. And you can call in and vent yourself if you want. 734-822-1600. Love to get your calls and your thoughts on any of the subjects we're talking about, or something on your mind that you want to get off your chest. Feel free. Let's take care of a little business. Kensington Woods Schools. If you're looking for an alternative school system, Kensington Woods Schools, you can, I'm trying to dig up their phone number here, 517-545-0828. That's 517-545-0828. Now enrolling for fall grades 6 to 12. So you don't have to do the same old